Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey Sam, good to see you.
Good.
I don't think this is on. Just, has that high come down a little bit now after the on-ice celebration, that massive parade, having the cup for 24 hours? Has that come down a little bit, realizing we gotta get back to work and try to defend this thing because only 8 teams in NHL history have gone back to back?
Yeah, absolutely. It's come down the original high. I think it's something you work your whole life towards, so it's always going to be there. It's always going to be at the back of your head, that accomplishment. But we're competitors. We're eager to put ourselves in a position to win it again. And there's a lot of little details that start now. Start of this summer, start officially tomorrow on the ice tomorrow, so that you can't kind of overlook to put yourself in the best position at the end of the year, to give yourself that opportunity.
We really didn't get to talk a lot about your contract and everything. Everything was happening so fast and everything, but could you just describe signing with the Panthers? I mean, we talked about it all season long, and you were like, don't worry about it, everything's cool, but to get that deal done, to get the 8 years, what were your thoughts on moving forward? Because you could have made a lot more probably somewhere other than here.
Yeah, I mean, there's as a player, there's a lot of boxes you try and tick off. Florida for me just happened to be at the top of each category. First and foremost being, my life, where I wanted to, essentially start a family and live. Florida being at the top of the list, we've loved it here. We loved our 3 years here and didn't really see ourselves wanting to go anywhere else. Then you add where the organization is, what we've done the last couple of years, where we've got to. It wasn't something we wanted to walk away from. Like we just touched on, a year for more. Want to keep putting in the work, want to keep doing it here. So, those were the 2 biggest factors for me and my wife, and that was to stay here. So, ultimately, we were confident it was always going to get done.
And we had talked about the grass being greener on the other side. You've played for some teams that didn't make the playoffs, that were out of it by the All-Star, that kind of thing. How much fun has it been for you to be on a winning team ever, basically since you've gotten here?
I see the competitiveness from all the guys in the room. That's infectious. You start winning, you start wanting more. You start building. I don't know if we're ever going to have a regular season like we had my first year here, and look what happened. So, I think there's so much we've learned each year. We've been in different spots going into the playoffs each year. They've all been drastically different. But I think the most important thing is we've learned how to win at that time of year. But right now it's about putting yourself in that position to give you that opportunity. There's a lot of things that are going to happen, starting tomorrow on the ice, that are going to put your best foot forward to be in a good position as the season goes along.
Sam, you talked about the drive, the desire to win it again. For you, what was the balance of this summer of relishing in, looking back, reflecting on what you guys accomplished, and also getting ready for that title defense?
I think that the summer before, going all the way and ultimately not, reaching the end goal. But having that short summer, I think it helped this summer a little bit, just in the confidence in how to approach things, how much you needed to do. The previous summer, was drastically shorter than anything I had experienced. In my first 8-9 years, whatever it was in the league. So there was that sense of, am I doing enough? Am I doing too little? Am I resting enough? You don't really know. And then how good, kind of felt coming back on the ice. So it kind of provided a little more confidence. But certainly when you add up a whole nother year playing, to mid to the end of June, you need that rest, you need that time. So, I think it was a healthy balance and a little bit more confident in it from going through it the year before.
Sam, quick 2-parter. Game 7 experience was unique because you had the game-winning goal. How was that sort of manifested as this moment that, you know, clinched it for the franchise for the first time? And I know you had a family event the day of the parade. Any FOMO and some of the pictures and videos you saw with the guys here on that rainy celebratory day?
I mean, a Game 7, you know, Stanley Cup game, that's something you dream about, you know, for as a young kid. So couldn't have scripted it any better. Certainly enjoyed the moment. You know, I think anytime you go through something like that we did as an organization, as a team, you would love to be there for the parade, obviously celebrate it with the fans. So certainly there's some FOMO there, but no, you know, no thought that it was the wrong decision. You know, I made the right decision. I know that. Hopefully it's something we can build towards again and be there for the next one.
I mean, that week after you guys won the Stanley Cup, where you had that week of celebration, your friends winning, and the contract negotiation, I mean, how was it kind of managing all of that and getting things done and kind of having some time to celebrate through all of that as well?
Yeah, I mean, you're riding that high, for sure. You know, I think every year, no matter where you end, if it's end of the regular season, whether it's first round or fourth round, you know, there's that physical side of it where you're just kind of unwinding, but that mental side that a lot of people don't think about. So that was a nice feeling, knowing all the work we had been in. Obviously, the 10 to 12 days prior, trying to close it out, took such a mental toll on all of us, all of our families. So it was just that kind of relief, you know, that it was all done and knowing we accomplished it helped. And I think from all the contract stuff, I would rather take 3 days to go through it all before free agency than 2 months if we had been out a long time before. So ultimately, it all came quick, but you know, I didn't have to deal with it as long as probably I would have if we had got knocked out earlier.
Sam, a new tradition the NHL started 2 seasons ago was now they engrave all the names on the cup by the time you get it for your cup day. Just taking you back home with your family and actually seeing Sam Reinhart on the cup. How was that for you guys?
Absolutely, just to see the name on there was very cool. You know, for my whole family, being in a hockey family, my dad had been there. He had lost it in the finals. You know, both my brother have played, haven't you know, quite reached it. So to be there as a family and to see Reinhart on there was pretty cool to experience that with them all.
Sam, obviously with a lot of excitement from everybody today, are there any first day jitters knowing how tough these next few days are going to be?
Honestly, I think everyone would rather be on the ice than go through a day like this. Everyone's ready to get on, get all the you know, the photo shoots done with and the little interviews here and there. You know, we're hockey players, we're ready to work, we're excited about that opportunity. So you know, I think there's always going to be some jitters and some excitement. You know, I think you feel it more so going into game 1 than you would tomorrow, the longer you've been here, but certainly we're excited about, you know, the work ahead.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on the new contract.